Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I thought we'd have a look at this insurance business that's been all over Spectrum. This here being the original thread on it. I'll post the link down below. I'm not going to read all this for you, but basically it's just talking about the possibilities of committing insurance fraud in the game, and people with especially high price ships that no one can get unless they're paid lots of money, or they have to get tons of UEC in game, like the Javelins and the Idrises and all that. Those kind of ships that people won't necessarily be able to get that easily. Not that you won't be able to get them, but they'll be really expensive. And this is about cheating the insurance system, so if your friend has one, then they let you steal it. They'll be able to claim their insurance and you'll be able to keep that ship. And that's not the way you want to work it, because that'll just mean insurance fraud everywhere. And CI0 have responded with this and are aware that this could be a very big problem. And they have some solutions. The trouble is that the original response was very short. You can see it's been edited a lot and been expanded upon. And I think it just kind of shows one of the reasons why they might take so long to answer some questions is because they need to get the right information in the right way out there. Otherwise, it explodes like this insurance piece did. And I think part of the reason that it exploded was because the original response just simply said that stolen ships weren't going to persist on people's accounts, and that you will only be able to fly it for the session in which you stole it, and then if you logged out and came back, you wouldn't have the ship in there anymore. Now they have had a couple more dev responses that have said that the ship will be able to be kept if you store it, but not if you leave it outside. It'll disappear when you log off. Of course, the trouble with that original response is everyone was left sort of perplexed and wondering how that was going to impact on the piracy profession, which they're supposed to be having in the game as well. Now, I myself don't mind if these ships are able to be kept for a reasonably long period of time, but they shouldn't be able to be insured, and you shouldn't be able to fix the hull, but you should be able to fix damage for components and stuff. So that the hull just simply wears out, and that's where the ship disappears over time. I do think that you should be able to have the ship, even if you haven't put it into your dock or whatever, or somewhere to store it. I don't think it should disappear just because you've left it out in space. But it should disappear after it has too much wear and tear and the hull becomes basically useless. And of course it shouldn't be able to be flown anywhere near any kind of police space, because it should be then just simply picked up by them and taken away, and you get captured and taken to jail or whatever they have, space colony jail or something like that. Of course there's also the other side of it, which is the insurance fraud side, where say you have Javelins, Idrises and other expensive powerful ships that, say, a pirate group want to get a hands on a lot of them, and you just simply allow them to steal them a couple of times and then store them and keep them until they're ready to have a mass force. How do you stop people from abusing the insurance system like that? Because the person that has them will just keep claiming them back. Well, they have a few ideas on that as well. I think what they should do is really, if a person is abusing it like that, then they're going to be claiming more often than a normal player would be. And it could be pretty hard, because some people may just be that unlucky that they lose their ship that often too. So they have to be careful with this. But the idea is that maybe that insurance then starts to get to premium payment levels, because the person is a really high risk person to insure, just like in real life. And if if it comes along and they are actually claiming back on several different types of ships and several different ships a lot as well, then that's a clear sign of someone trying to commit these kind of infractions, frauds. So in that case, if it becomes really severe, maybe there should be a mechanic where the actual UAE police comes and has a look at that person and has a look at how they've been doing that. And maybe if the system sees a possible pattern, and this is not easy to do, I can understand that. It takes a lot of thought and programming behind it. But if it sees a kind of pattern to this where they are believed to be committing these frauds, maybe that person's character and any future characters, if they try to get out of it using the permadeath thing, then maybe a person found to be doing this, their account becomes sort of blacklisted for a short period of time, and it's very hard for them to go on missions. Gets to the point where you restrict them enough that the game for them is probably not very fun to play, and it shouldn't be fun to play. If they're breaking the rules and abusing mechanics like this, the game shouldn't be fun for them to play. And that lasts for so long this time, and if they do it again, it lasts for a lot longer, and after that maybe the account should be wiped or something like that, because that's a real abuse of a important mechanic in the game. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on this matter. Do you feel that they're going in the right direction to try and stop this? Do you feel it'll have a big impact on the game, people doing this kind of thing? Do you think there'll be a lot of it in there? Or do you feel that it might severely impact the piracy profession, or do you think there are ways around that? How would you fix this yourself? I'd love to hear. Put it in the comments below. If you have any questions about Star Citizen, leave them in the comment section below. I'll try and find the answers for as many as I can. And if you would like to become part of the Star Citizen community and receive regular updates, check out my links below. Account creation is free, and if you use the referral code, you'll get 5,000 UEC attributed to your account. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you all next time. A lot of the others will say see you in the verse, but it's not quite a verse yet, so I'll have to switch to that later on. Catch us all later.
Quantum Drive is now off.